Hi everyone, the tournament's pretty much over now. I hope you all had some success during the tournament here. And I just wanted to put out some revision holes here. And show you that we shot you can see we got the gold. We shot a 34 under in the final round. We did shoot a 35 under in the opening round. So yeah, there's a few holes that I revised here. I want to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll just go over those real quick so I can use that for a reference for future tournaments, because I'm sure we're going to have these holes quite a bit more yet. So let's get started on these revisions. Alright, this is hole number 1. Okay, the only thing we played this similar to Munster Marsh. I'm not sure what the side spin or backspin was that I used in Munster Marsh. I'm not even sure what the wind was. But I went with 4.5 back here, 4.5 to the side. This is a nice safe shot. So it's played at plus 20% elevation. Just put the red ring touch in the rough there, so you got a reference point every time you take the shot. And this way, if you're a little bit too far here or there, you can tweak your side spin on your ball. So this is played at, once again, 20% elevation, 4.5 back, 4.5 to the left. You can see how much curl we give it. Center a ball to the outside of the aiming target. Hit perfect, comes in nicely, just a little bit to the right of the hole. So next time I'd probably just give this just a hair more curl and then see what happened. If you're going to use a little bit lower quarterback there, I would just probably give it a little bit less backspin. So instead of going 4.5, I'd probably go 4 backspin with the quarterback 8, because it's about 2 yards less than this, I think. So that's hole number 1. That's the only thing I changed. It's very easy eagle from there. You could possibly get the hole in one. All you need is a fine tweak to it. So let's check out the next one. Alright, we're back for hole number 4. I showed this one quite a bit in the qualification round, and I just changed the ball basically in the final round here. I went with a Kingmaker because if you overpower this shot here, the needle runs slower than it does on a Titan ball. So if you got lots of Kingmakers, use them up here, and especially in the finals. And this is played against at 10% elevation. And also with this Kingmakers, you got more side spin, so you can give it less curl. So you can see we went full overpower again, and we just got a slight bit of curl there to it. And we got a slower needle, and we got more side spin, so we can use less curl. And it comes in nicely just to the left of the hole. Leaves you with a very easy eagle chip there. So again, on my setup, all I did was allow a little bit extra in case you great ball it to the right. Because I showed you in the qualifications, if you leave this too close and you great ball it to the right, there's a chance that you're going to bounce into the water. So if you allow maybe a half a ring or so, a little bit more there, in case you great ball it with your adjustment here. So if you got a 3.9 miles per hour, it's roughly going to be about 4.4. So you just allow an extra half a ring is what I would do. And go with your full overpower. You always want to kind of great proof it. You never want to leave yourself with just a thread there into there, just in case you great ball it. So there you go, hole number 4. Let's catch you on the next one. Alright, this is hole 6. What did we do to revise this? Well, I think you've seen this shot basically in the qualifications. Played this the exact same way. Full top, full right. So I don't need to go over the first shot too much. You can see that in my qualifications. So I will show you the second shot here. As you may have noticed, we're still going with the cheaper ball here, the Power 1 ball. And the second shot, I believe we went with the 0% elevation. The only thing we did difference here is we're getting rid of the side spin on the ball, and we're going to go, because I found it was drifting to the right. You've seen that in the qualifications. So instead of going with the right spin, we went 5 top spin. And what I'm doing here is, you can see there's a lot of glitch to that guide there. So what I did is I just lined it up with the hole, and I just kept moving it back until the glitch went away. When the glitch went away, we had it set up to where we wanted it. Then we just adjusted this at 0% elevation. You find your range of your club. I believe this could have been a mid-distance. Just hit perfect, and there you have it. You got yourself an albatross. So that worked out nice. Just backed it up till the glitch of the guide went away, and you got yourself set up. I found that worked very nice. So that's hole 6. All right, this is hole 7. Now, what I did here is I went with a power 5 ball. I found out that I needed a couple more strokes that I wanted to make up to at least get first place. So I figured I'd better play safe here than sorry. So I pulled out the power 5 ball. And what I'm doing here is just pushing it up just to where we wanted to go with it. And then we adjusted here at 10% elevation. And we're trying to figure out how much we have to overpower it. So by pushing it up, we can tell how much we had to overpower it. And here we want to make sure it's at max. So we found out we just needed to open up the guide, or open up that aiming thing just so it opens up, and just a hair of curl to the right. And there you have it. We went full top, which I suggested in the qualification round. It's going full top here. So we went full top, full right spin, 10% elevation, power 5 ball. So you don't have to overpower it like you have to do with your power 3 ball. You have to go full overpower. So if you find yourself in a tournament where you need to pull out a ball like this to make up that stroke, then this is basically what I did. See, you can see I'm pushing it up. And what I'm doing also is I'm looking at the guide. See, we'll go through that again. I'm looking at the tip of the ball guide there to see what it's going to do. Where it's gonna land if I shoot it straight from there. And I could find out that I needed a little bit of, see when I'm pushing it up, see where the guide is? I can tell at that point that I need a little bit of curl into it to get it to where I want it to go. So that's why I give it a little bit of curl. So yeah, if you get this tournament with this kind of a side wind, if you get this hole with that kind of a side wind in another tournament, that's the way I'd play this. Side wind from either direction, it'll probably still work. Might just have to give it a little bit more curl if you're going from right to left side wind, but other than that, it'll work really similar to this. Tailwind, the only problem you'd have is headwind. You'd probably have to give it some overpower with a power 5 ball, but I find that one, basically, that'll help you win tournaments if you get, like I mentioned earlier, this hole and hole 4. So there's hole 7. All right, welcome back. This is hole number 8, par 3. Although we didn't get a hole in one, well, actually we didn't. Actually, we did get a hole in one playing the other way. I decided to play it a different way. I wanted to play a way that was more consistent. So I decided to play this way by setting my target up to the left-hand side here and setting it up at minimum range of the sniper. So every time I could set up at this exact same spot is minimum range of the sniper. I believe that I played this at 0% elevation. Minimum distance of your club, and just lining this right up with the hole. So once again, line the guide right up with the hole, minimum distance. Roughly, your red target is roughly going to be halfway inside that rough. and we're going to go with one top and one right spin. Marlin ball, power 0 ball. I find this works very nice. You can see we're finding our minimum part there. It's about halfway inside the rough. It lines right up with the hole. And then we just adjust it to minimum distance here, and that's it. Works with this wind pretty good. Of course, if you had tailwind, this type of shot wouldn't work. But that's why they change the wind every tournament. You have to play it a little bit differently. Huh, well, it didn't go in. I thought it did. Let's take a look at the other 9. Sunshine Glades 3CR. I guess my opponent made it. I think I know why I missed it there. We'll go over that again. I believe if you look at the guide on the first shot, the one we just looked at, the guide wasn't going directly at the hole. If you look at the tip of the ball guide here, it does, although I didn't show a straight on shot at it. If you look at this particular shot and the one we just showed you, very little difference. But I believe this one was more lined right up at the hole. And you can see we do get the hole in one. So that's that one. Let's go back to the other 9 now. Sunshine Glades 3C. If you look at the tip of the ball guide on this particular view, I don't believe I was lining it up quite with the center of the hole there. So you gotta really be on it on this game. See right there, it looks like it's going to the right of the hole. If you look at the tip of the ball guide, then I move it over. When I move it over, right there, it looks like it's going a little bit to the left to me. Right there. And I believe that's why we missed it to the left here. So a lot of times what I do, if you have extra time, if you have more time, zoom it in and take a look at your tip of and move it towards your tip of your ball guide and take a look. Because if your eyes are bad like me, you have to do that sometimes. At least I have to. And there you can see we miss it just to the left. But that shot I like to play. It works out well if you can line it up properly. So that's hole 8. And this final hole, I wanted to show you that it does work. You can get yourself a albatross here. I did quite a few times actually. Got an albatross. Just went full top, 1 or 2 to the right. Again, if you wanted to use the kingmaker here actually. But I really wouldn't do it because you don't, you want to save your kingmakers. At least I like to. Because you sure can use those kingmakers a lot more than you can use the Titan, especially on power 3 holes. You want to really cut down the wind. And so with this particular shot, you only needed a very slight overpower here, so you don't need to use a kingmaker really. So it's just overpowering it till that it opens up, and just a click to the right. That's shot 1. All right, here's shot 2. We played this 0% elevation. Every division is different. I know when I played pro, I played this at minus 5% elevation, but I played rookie here at 0%. And I found out if I give it just over 2 side spin, In that previous video, I used 3 side spin. And here what I'm doing is I'm putting the guide so that the right part of my guide is touching the flag on the left-hand side. So basically what I'm doing is still favoring the left-hand side, because you can see there's a natural roll, or there's a curl to the guide there. And there is actually a natural roll on the green. So I didn't want to miss it to the right of the flag. And you can see it was still wanted to go to the right of the flag there. So that's why I lined it up so that the ball guide was on the left-hand side of the flag actually. 0% elevation. Max distance, I believe I played here. Yeah, max distance. Just over 2 side spin. Just a hair of top spin, I believe. That's what I went with here. And I'm lining it up so the tip of the ball guide is maybe 4, 5, 6 inches past the hole. And you can see I'm favoring the left-hand side of that flag. Just a bit of the guide is into the flag or through the flag or past the flag on the right-hand side. But basically I'm favoring the left-hand side. And by the looks of the shot, I could have favored it even a little bit more than that. But we did make it quite a few times with this particular shot. So I like this shot. So let's hope it works in future tournaments. And like I had mentioned, I hope you guys had a lot of success with that tournament. We'll see if I got some revision holes for pro here, and maybe I can put that out too. So good luck in the tournament to come. I can see we're playing a major tournament here starting next week. So good luck with that. And hopefully I can get some content for that as well. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.